Hi everyone, welcome back to Kat's Book Corner, where I talk about all things book and bookish. Today I am going through my second round of my December TBR. These 4 books are the ones I've read over the past 2 weeks. So we're going to do the same as I did 2 weeks ago, where I give you my non-spoiler thoughts and my review first, and then we will be going through spoilers. Alright, starting up with The Armageddon Code, The Devil's Quintet by Stanley and James Bonsnia. This was a 4.5. I really liked it. It's a genre I don't normally go towards. I normally go towards fantasy or things that aren't really possible. But this, although there is a fantastical element with the devil forming the deal with them, and you do learn about a lot of interpersonal relationships between the crew. I did like that. It was found family. Really liked that. It wasn't a 5-star because it felt a little rushed. And also, I haven't finished the series yet. So the cliffhanger I didn't really like. So there is that. But I am really happy I read this one. I liked it quite a bit. So I am excited to restart the next book once I buy it, of course. Moving on to Graceling by Kristen Cashore. This is a 3.75. Now, it was an okay book. I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. It was a very quick read though. I finished it a day and it's like 500 pages. So it's very quick and very, very easy to read, so I did like it. I read this after I finished all of my exams before I came home. It's about Castia, and she has a Graceling that she's able to kill really easily. And then she meets Poe. I liked Poe. He was, I think, my favorite character in it. And they try to figure out like things happening in the kingdoms. I was really excited to read it, and well, it pretty much was just a quick read, nice read. Really liked it. Moving on to next one, Lights Out by Nevessa Allen. This was a 5-star. I literally cannot stop thinking about it. It isn't my first dark romance. It is a dark romance, and there is a trigger warning in the front, so you can't really get upset about what's in the book. It is dark, and it is spicy. It's one of the firsts I read. It's not the first one I've ever read, but it is the first one I read. I really liked it. It kind of opened my horizons to dark romance, and I was happy I read it. It's about a trauma nurse named Allie and her stalker, basically. Well, technically they're kind of stalking each other. It's really interesting. Named Josh. I liked Josh. He was so cute, but also like a stalker. Like he broke into her house and was like, you know what? That was too easy. She needs better security. I'm gonna buy that for her. Like, he's so cute, but he's also a stalker, so. Now, the last one I read isn't technically a book. The Ultimate RPG Gameplay Guide. I read this really quickly today. It's on my list. Read it. It's a 3 because it doesn't really count as a book, you know? Because it just gives you ideas of how to run a Dungeons & Dragons game, other role-playing games. I tabbed it because there were some jokes told in it, and I thought they were really funny, and also some things to incorporate the next time I play. So really did enjoy quickly reading through this because I wanted to. I've had it for a couple years and I really picked it up, so glad I finally finished it. Now moving on to the spoiler thoughts. So if you didn't read any of these books and you want to, please leave now because there will be spoilers throughout the rest of this video. Okay, everyone gone? Let's start with The Armageddon Code. Now this is told from different POVs. It's told from Spur, Pinup, Ticker, what's the other guy's name? Hack, and Boo. They're this SEAL team who go undercover on a mission, but turns out there was a traitor in their midst. And it wasn't in the 5, it was like their pilot. And they're brought in, but they make a deal with the devil. The devil's like, I need you to kill these people for me, and I'll give you powers. And they're like, alright. So they escape really fast, and they start discovering their powers. Like, Hack's able to hack into basically anything from his mind and just connect through the web while also just being there. Ticker can freeze time, also really cool. But he's the only thing not frozen in it, meaning everything is, even cars and stuff, so he has to walk everywhere. Then there's Pinup, who can transform into different things, I think that scare people, because she transformed into the pilot's wife, and that caused him to die of a heart attack. And then to the driver possessed by the devil into his mother. That scared him some. Then there's Boo, who, when she dies, also very surprising that she died, she's able to just come back and live in the in-between. I liked that. And Spur's able to, like, reflect what happened to him. Like, he got stabbed in the neck at the end, and he was able to transfer that wound onto the bad guy. It's also, you get a few, like, other point of views. Like, you get, when the devil's asking for nuclear codes, you get that higher up woman's point of view. You also get a little bit of the devil's point of view, but not much. And you also get Lester, the guy who the devil's like, I want you to go break into the nuclear silo, and I want you to start it up. I really liked that. There was a little bit of romance between Spur and Pinup, which was nice, and then Boo and Hack. I really liked that. And you get to see all their traumas and how they're all together. It was actually really sweet. I really liked it. Moving on to Graceling. I really liked the idea of figuring out who you are. And I liked how the romance in this wasn't like, oh, we're gonna get married, you're gonna be princess of my kingdom from Poe. It was like, we're probably not gonna get married. We're just living life how we are right now. It doesn't really matter if anything happens or not. And also, she never wants to get married. She never wants kids, but he's accepted that. He's okay with that. And then she finds out her gift isn't killing people, it's survival. She's able to survive in extreme conditions, able to facilitate a way for everyone to survive. And I really liked that. I liked the characters. I liked Raffin, who I think was her cousin, who would be king of the kingdom she lived in one day. Her uncle was awful. And I loved Poe, and I love how he explained his family, and how, and he gave her his ring when he thought he was gonna die, and that made her a princess. I was like, I liked that. And at the end, when you find out he's blind, when he went and tried to attack King Lek, but then he's grown to accept his blindness because of his gift. It isn't his fighting, it's able to sense what's around him and read people when they're thinking about him. I really liked that. And also there's Lek, the evil guy who's able to manipulate you just by talking. And it messes with Castia, and she can't do anything. And then she kills him at the end because he's like, Poe has a secret that he wasn't telling anyone. And the secret was that he was a mind reader, and that would mess everyone up if his family found out he was a mind reading. Only his grandfather and mom knew. But he's a secret, and she killed him off of instinct because she was protecting him. And you meet Bitterblue, who's Lek's child, who he's going through heaven and earth to get back. I don't know why, he's just evil for no reason. I think they explain it in the prequel, Fire, which is the next book, so I am excited to read that. But I liked Bitterblue. She started off as a princess who was running away from her awful dad, and then she became a survivalist, learning how to fight, and Costa was helping her. And I really liked that. I liked how they interacted with each other. And I kind of liked how they explained the Graceling, the power system. No one really trusted them, and how they each have 2 different color eyes. But no one knew Lek was a Graceling because he had an eye patch, and no one even thought, well, he's such a good guy, he couldn't be a Graceling. So I really liked that. And Lights Out. Stalker romance. I loved Allie. And I like how they both have traumas. Like, Josh is the son of a serial killer, and he's terrified that he's gonna end up just like him. Which, I mean, kind of hurts my heart because he's so sweet. And Allie's a trauma nurse who tries so hard to save everyone because she couldn't save her mom after a car accident. And then they have the cat, Fred, who I really like. I like the relationship that both of them have with the cat. I think it's so cute. And then they accidentally kill a really bad guy who tries to sneak into Allie's house. And then they have to end up working with the mafia, who's apparently the uncle to Allie. I love the banter they had. The banter was so cute. Because Josh always kept trying to hide his identity because he didn't want her to realize that it was him. Because he thought that she would recognize him as the son of a serial killer. Because that's what he's always been through. He didn't like that realization. And he tried like to deepen his voice when he forgot his voice changer. And he just said, "I'm Batman." And she was like, "It's Josh. It's Josh." Even though he tried to deny it, he's like, "I'm not Josh." Gave her false DNA. He's like, "It's Josh." But I thought it was so cute. And when she found out he was a serial killer, she just talked to his friend. She didn't abandon him like he thought she would. She slowly worked her way into it, and she was like, "Well, he's nothing like his dad because I've seen killers before working in the trauma in like the ER, and I know he's nothing like them." And it was so sweet. And I liked the mafia parts where they had to be like, "Well, I'm not leaving him. I love him." And then at the end when they got engaged, I thought it was so cute. I have pretty dark taste, so there's no reason why. And this one, I told you before, it's not really a book. It's just telling you how to run your next game, giving ideas. And some of it was a little fun. Like, there were some little things I loved. There was, let's see, what's a good one that I saw that I liked? Like, the critiquing bad movies because you think it's fun, like that type of thing. Like, it gives you, like, humor to work into your games, and also how to think of the game as, like, a TV show or a movie and how to express it through that. So I really did like it. I am interested to eventually play D&D again. It's been a while. So I am really excited. But I did like reading it. It didn't really count as a book, as I've said, but nice, easy way to round off what I read. Finish in a day. So it wasn't like it was any trouble to read. Okay, so what's next that I'm going to read is one I'm not looking forward to, as I said before. Eclipse in the Twilight series. I'm not excited because I didn't like New Moon. I thought it was boring, and I wasn't a big fan of Twilight either, but it's on my shelf. I'm gonna read it. So, we'll see. And then after that, what's next on my TBR is Dark Side of Magic by E.V. Schwab and Demon King by Cinda Williams China. So I'm excited because I've heard good things about these books. I'm just not particularly excited about this one. Also, it's so long. It's like 600 pages. I like long books. I do. I like read Crescent City, and that's like over 1,000. But like, is it gonna be like 600 pages of just boring stuff? Also, I've read Harry Potter, and that's a long book and a long series. So I'm like, I actually am kind of upset that I'm reading this next, but that's what we're doing. Well, thank you, and subscribe if you liked it and want to see for more, and comment if you have any ideas. Bye!